Video games based on movies have been around for the past 20 years, if not longer. Even back in the days of the NES, there were a lot of games based on movies, from Star Wars to A Nightmare on Elm Street to E.T. to Back to the Future. This has remained the same in this generation, though most of the video game tie-ins with movies and TV shows now are more based on kid or family-oriented franchises or cartoons. How many of these games have you seen on the PlayStation Vita though, or Sony handhelds in general? Out of all of the TV and movie tie-ins from the past couple generations, very few of them have actually made it onto the Sony handheld systems. The only one that I can think of offhand is Adventure Time: Secret of the Nameless Kingdom. That is, until now. Activision recently made a surprising announcement that they were publishing a video game that was a tie-in with the new Spongebob HeroPants movie, Sponge Out of Water. The surprising part of this announcement was the list of systems it was coming for. While you'd initially think this would be coming to consoles like the Nintendo 3DS, the Wii U, and mobile, this is actually coming to the Nintendo 3DS, the Xbox 360, the PS Vita, and the PlayStation TV. I present our official video review of Spongebob HeroPants. The story of HeroPants takes place after the events of the movie Sponge Out of Water. On a seemingly normal day of work, SpongeBob meets Sandy and Patrick at the Krusty Krab, only to find that Mr. Krabs, Squidward, and Plankton are being attacked by monster patties as well as plankton bots. Not long after they arrive, a magical dolphin appears to them and lets them know that there is a magical book in existence that you can write in, and anything you write in it will come true. This book has missing pages that is scattered all over Bikini Bottom, and it is causing all of these strange things to happen, as well as the monsters. With a page that they had, the dolphin writes in the book and gives all 6 of them superhero powers, which are the same superhero personas they had in the movie, like Invincibubble or the Rodent. Afterwards, he sends them all off to search for the missing pages and restore reality. All in all, the story doesn't have a huge impact on the game itself. There will be some CG scenes at the beginning and at the end, and a few very short ones as you go along, but all in all, the story is set up like a SpongeBob episode, but does not carry a huge narrative throughout. Spongebob HeroPants is a 3D platformer with combat elements. As you progress through the game, you will be playing through various stages where you will be climbing up various platforms, fighting off enemies, solving puzzles, as well as collecting items not only to use as currency, but also to free your way to the end of the stage. The biggest unique point about this game is the hero mode. You can play through any stage as any of the 6 characters, SpongeBob SquarePants, Patrick, Mr. Krabs, Squidward, Sandy, or Plankton, and you have a hero gauge that is constantly picking up energy as you explore the stage. As soon as this gauge is filled up, you can tap the circle button to transform into your character's superhero form. This allows you to have heightened abilities like faster running speed, longer jumping, and as well as stronger and quicker attacks. This gauge doesn't last forever, as it only lasts so long, and then you go back to your normal form until the gauge is filled up again. As you play through the game and go through each stage, you will be fighting off enemies as well as solving puzzles and finding items. Finding items and solving puzzles are the 2 big things that you have to do to reach the end of the stage. First of all, the items you need to look out for are keys. There are a lot of blocked passageways you will find as you progress through the stage and will not open up until you have a certain number of keys. There are also other items in the stages that you don't need to get to the next stage. There are coins that you can use as currency. There are missing book pages which are required for the true ending instead of the normal ending. And there are trophies that you can collect, which is also for one of the PlayStation trophies and for a gallery that is available to you once you get back to the main menu. The other part that you have to do to get to the next stage is solving puzzles. Puzzles can be simple or they can be hard. It could be as simple as using hero mode to jump up to a platform and hit a switch to open up a gate, or it could be as extensive as pressing on a switch and playing Simon. And yes, I'm talking about the color matching game Simon that has been built into the game. When you finish each stage, you will be taken to an upgrade screen where you can use the coins you've collected across all of the stages to upgrade the character you're currently controlling. There are various skills you can upgrade, like increasing their maximum health, adding a slam airborne attack, adding a combo attack to their skill set, or even increasing the effectiveness of the blaster burger weapons you can pick up and throw at enemies. All in all, the game is pretty short. There are 15 stages across 3 different worlds, and each stage lasts about 8 to 10 minutes your first time through. One time through the game should take you about 2 to 3 hours to get the normal ending. If you go back through the stages again to get every missing page for the true ending, you could probably add a good 4 or 5 hours onto that. All in all though, it's a pretty short game. The presentation is probably the most critical part of this review for those looking into buying the game. First of all, the visual presentation looks really nice. There aren't very many jagged edges on the character models, and all of the designs and the environments look like they were taken straight out of Bikini Bottom from the Spongebob universe. However, the environments do not vary very much. There are only 3 different worlds and environments to explore, and some stages look like carbon copies of others with a few different placements. While the visual presentation looks good, the way the game plays is something that needs to be addressed. First of all, the load times are very long for the game. If you're not a patient person, you should know that each time you load a stage, you will be waiting at least 15 seconds, sometimes even longer depending on the stage, and some stages I have found that require more than one load screen. The other things to address are the frame rate and crashing issues. First of all, the frame rate does not stay steady in the game. While a lot of the stages do stay pretty steady and have a fairly good frame rate, you will see some jumping every once in a while. Some stages, however, run at a very, very low frame rate. If, hypothetically, the game ran at 30 frames per second, these other stages that run badly probably run around 15-18 frames per second. It is very noticeable and it is very annoying. These drops don't normally happen that bad in the middle of stages, but more or less, some stages are always at that speed. It is also to be noted that there is some lag in the menus when you're going through. When you first boot up the game, you will notice a few seconds of lag when you first press start to try to go to the main menu, as well as trying to choose an option in the main menu. The game also crashes every once in a while. The only time the game crashes is when you're going back to the main menu from the middle of a stage. While this doesn't happen or has not happened to me while going through the game normally and finishing a stage and going back to the main menu, when I tried to initially make a video of this game, I went into a game that hit start and went back to the main menu, and every few times I did this, the game would crash and let me restart. Thankfully, the game auto-saved before I was able to lose that data from it crashing, but it shouldn't crash like this, and these are some issues that are very annoying and need to be patched. Spongebob HeroPants was a very surprise announcement for the PlayStation Vita, bringing a very kids and family-oriented franchise to both the PS Vita and the PlayStation TV. It proves to be a fun, albeit repetitive, casual 3D platformer, but a lot of technical issues bring this down and make it so that we cannot really recommend this to our viewers. PS Vita Reviews rates Spongebob HeroPants a 6 out of 10.